If you can't sell in this market, if you just can't figure it out, now it's going to take some practice, but if you can't do it, it's probably not the profession for you. If you can't figure out how to sell enough to keep you and your family fed in any market, you're probably going to be better off in something that's just a little bit more regular.
The crisis of our culture is focus. We have to battle it with our kids even. If you're kind of caught up in this noise culture, you're getting things stolen from you. You're getting your ideas stolen from you. You're getting focus stolen from you. You're getting mental acuity stolen from you. You're getting mental sharpness stolen from you. What are you going to do in this market? Who are you going to become in this market? Are you going to be the agent that's just waiting around, waiting for things to get better? Or are you going to be the agent that actually adapts, presses forward, doubles down? All right, as we're trying to put our finger on this market, I figured it would be good for us to talk about productivity. Here's why. One of my coaches was talking the other day and said, with this market, and as we're trying to, it's up, it's down, it's around, it's through, we don't know what's going on with it. And really, I don't project that it's going to get dramatically better anytime quickly. I think we're looking at our market with, a few maybe ups or downs over the course of the next year. We're not going to see any dramatic changes, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
No, not dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you see rates trickle down to the low sixes, high fives, I think things could get a little interesting, certainly for the off-peak season. Like if let's say that towards the end of the year, we see something a little lower, I think you might see a little bit hotter winter than we would normally see, but sure. I don't see it getting dramatically better.
Yeah, we're not talking about like big swings and 3% interest rates or anything like that. We're not going to see any of that stuff. So we're going to see maybe some improvement, but nothing big. And one of the coaches I follow was saying, he's like, hey, you have to decide in this market who you're going to be. Right? What are you going to do in this market? Who are you going to become in this market? Are you going to be the agent that's just waiting around, waiting for things to get better? Or are you going to be the agent that actually adapts, presses forward, doubles down to continue to grow, improve, and even outsell the years previous? And we're seeing that with agents that we followed, 30% increase year over year. It's like, what are they doing? And so I just thought it would be good to take some time and talk about what we're doing in terms of our strategy and moving forward. And one of the things I thought would be good to talk about, and you're not this way, I'm this way. I'm a huge procrastinator. That's my nature, is to be a procrastinator, to be a little lazier. And so I'm having to sort of work through, and I have done this over the last 20 years, but worked through, hey, some of the things that are natural to me to create productivity, to work around this inclination to kind of like slack off or not do things or procrastinate or whatever. And that's just honest. But I'll tell you, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, honestly, if you can't, and this is going to sound harsh and I don't mean it to be, and I'll explain.
Yeah.
If you can't sell in this market, if you just can't figure it out, now it's going to take some practice, but if you can't do it, it's probably not the profession for you. And what I mean by that is you're going to see this market again.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's worse than we've seen in a fairly long time, but it's going to come back. Like at some point, the market gets better and then it's going to get worse again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably just too stressful if you can't normalize throughout all markets.
That's right.
Like if you can't figure out how to sell enough to keep you and your family fed in any market, you're probably going to be better off in something that's just a little bit more regular.
I would agree with that. If you can't adapt, if you can't double down, if you can't cut back spending, right? Whatever that looks like.
Yeah, whatever
it looks like. If you can't make it, it's a problem, because you're right. It's not going to get better fast.
And, even the years that are good that we see, like, you're going to see another one of these iffy years. So,
yeah. But again, to kind of bring that back, the current market is just going to require a higher level of work ethic. It's going to require more discipline. It's going to require more focus. And so you have to decide, you have to make the decision, like, am I going to be able to do that? Am I going to be able to increase my focus, increase my discipline, stop procrastinating, do the things that I need to do to win and to support my family? right? To support me and my family. Are you able to do that, right? Are you able to like gut check, this is what it's going to require of you? And so I thought it would be good as like, hey, let me just share some of the things that we're doing that I do as a procrastinator to work around situations like this. So the first one is just take an observational approach to yourself. I think as you develop more and more discipline, as you develop more and more work ethic, and by the way, those are things you can develop. I think some people think as like I either have discipline or I don't, or I have work ethic or I don't. You can develop both of those things, and you need to do it observationally. So it's like, okay, find out, what your limits are and keep pushing them, keep pushing them, keep pushing them. And then the hard work will start to feel normal to you.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
it's habitual. It's
Yes,
just like
it's just
anything
habit. You're
else. Like
right.
if you say, "Hey, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this year," and you get in the gym, and before you know it, like you're probably 12, 18 weeks in, and it just feels normal to get up and go to the gym. And that's just an example, but same with work ethic. Like
Yes.
you get up every day, you do the things that are required. It's not going to be easy for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, but
Mhm.
eventually it's just like this is what I do when I wake up,
Yeah.
and it becomes more normal.
One of the things that, and I will tell you, discipline is completely overrated. Accountability, I think, is the key, especially for someone like me who I need to answer someone and I need to sort of be punished. So I'll put myself in situations like that. And this is what's real hard for agents a lot of times, because agents, like a lot of people go in like, I don't want a boss. I don't want to have to answer to anybody. And that's sort of like that ego or that pride that comes into it. But you still have a boss. It's just you, and you're letting yourself get away with murder in a lot of
Yeah.
situations. It's like, well, if you worked for you, would you fire you? And so you have to gut check with that too and go, all right, I got to put these things, accountability, back in my life so that I can achieve what I want to achieve. I'll give you an example of that, because I started getting back in the gym, 8 or 9 months ago, because I was like, okay, look, I really need to start getting back into shape. Well, I had to have people meet me there so that I would show up,
Yeah.
right? So that accountability had to be there. Now I don't really worry about it that much, and I don't care if anybody's there or not because that habit is built. But at the time, it's like getting that off the ground just takes a little bit of extra effort. So put people in your life that can help you with that and that are not going to let you off the hook. But I'll tell you, accountability is the key in establishing that new habit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, everybody uses accountability differently. Like sometimes people are their own worst critic, and so you know they're accountable to themselves.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is, if you don't have some sort of accountability partner, whether it's a coach, trainer, friend, someone who can speak honestly to you, there's going to be times in your life where you think you're doing all the right things, or you're working towards something, and you need somebody who's got an objective point of view that's also kind of in it with you to say like, hey, here's where I think you could improve,
Mhm.
because sometimes you're just not going to be able to see it. You can't see the forest through the trees.
Well, I think people just are operating with this assumption that they know themselves, and you don't. You don't know yourself. And you're right. You need an objective third party to look and go, hey, this is what I see. Someone who's going to be honest with you. And from our perspective, like, having a coach, especially at a time like this, to me is critical.
Yeah.
Having someone that's speaking into your life in multiple areas.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you need all different types of people in your life. You need cheerleaders,
Mhm.
someone who's not necessarily the one that's speaking honestly to you to tell you where you're messing up, but somebody that's just always wants you to win.
Yeah.
And that's usually your family and your friends, your close friends.
Yeah.
You need that, and then you also need somebody who's going to look at what you're doing and be like, "Hey, look, stop this. You need to focus on this. You're messing up here," and that is going to say it honestly to your face with good intentions.
Yeah.
And you need both.
What I think about is having someone that wants the success for you as much as you want it for yourself.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That's a
So
great way to say it.
I think for you and I, for our relationship, like I want you to be wildly successful. You want me to be wildly
Yep.
successful. We want to be wildly successful together. And so having someone that wants that with you and for you is a critical element to your greater success. So I would encourage you to look and to find and surround yourself with those types of people that are going to bring you to new heights, that are going to bring you to new levels.
Yeah, and while we're on this topic, there is a type of person that if this person's in your life, you need to get them out as quickly as possible, or at least give them a Derrick Henry stiff arm.
Yeah.
And that is somebody who doesn't want you to win, who doesn't celebrate all the victories. If somebody's jealous of your success or things you're doing and they secretly don't want you to win, you need to recognize that and get away from that, because that can be the worst possible thing for a relationship and for, kind of your own sanity.
I'll bring that just a little more personal. I had a friend come to me the other day, and they couldn't understand, this person was like forging forward in a new chapter of their life and really wasn't making, some right steps. Wasn't, they had this friendship that was kind of like starting to kind of crumble a little bit. And I was like, I don't understand why you're so dedicated to a friendship when that person is really not that good of a friend to you.
Yeah.
Like, you're helping them. You're a good friend to them. They're not a good friend to you. So, and I'm not saying you can't love them. I'm not saying you can't care about them. I'm not saying you can't go to lunch with them and spend time with them, but stop spending so much energy or wringing your hands over a relationship that's not doing anything for you.
Yeah. An example of this would be like, hey, Susan, do you really want to be a real estate agent? There's a ton of real estate agents. They don't make that much money. Like, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
I would exit from that relationship,
right.
or certainly, again, put some distance between the two of you, because that's not somebody that wants you to win. Somebody that wants you to win would be like, hey, that's great. I'm so happy that you're starting this new career. Let me know if I can be of any assistance. I'm happy to give you any referrals that I come across. Those are the types of people you want, that just want so much success for you, just like you want it for yourself.
Yeah, no question. All right. So the other thing, so that person, for the sake of, yes, having a cheerleader, okay, but also for accountability. So yours, like, you need good people in your life, but you need all sorts of people, but make sure that they're on your team.
That's
That
the
you want you
key.
to succeed, and that they don't. And it's amazing to me. There are so many people who continue to have relationships with people who don't want them to succeed.
Yeah. Or would be jealous or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think that's something that you learn as you get older.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, look, I've got a finite amount of time here. Like, I need to surround myself with the people that are going to support me.
Yeah, no question. The other one is, I do this. I know you do this. You need a day that you can really get organized and tackle your week. Stop fumbling into your week. Right? And I don't care if that's Friday or Saturday, Sunday, one of those days, because people aren't going to be as demanding of you, like on weekends, or you can do it at an open house or something like that. But typically the, quote unquote business calls and sales calls are going to be tempered on the weekend. There's not going to be as many distractions, but you need to find about an hour to 90 minutes to really get your week together. And I want you to think about all of the things that happen over the course of your week that get you off track and pull you off focus, and start avoiding them and start putting your week together in such a way. So I'll give you just one example, and I probably have talked about this before. Okay. I hate digging through laundry and finding clothes. Hate it. And I went through a period like of every morning, like digging through a laundry basket for socks or for a shirt or for
Hopefully
whatever.
Clean.
Yeah, it was a clean laundry basket. Yeah. But, it's like at some point I go, all right, this is actually leading to me starting my day kind of frustrated, or having a frustrating instance in the course of my day. So I just like, okay, do I want my week to go like this? Let me just get all of my laundry together on Sunday, put away. So that way, when I wake up, I know exactly where everything is. I know how to get it. I don't have to dig through it. And now that's become and I attach it to something fun. So I watch a particular TV show while I do this on Sundays. That makes it's kind of a dumb thing, but it makes my week go so much smoothly. And I've identified, even to like little bitty things throughout the course of my week, in the evenings and the mornings and on Sundays. And you know what? A lot of people make fun of me for being kind of that particular, but it's like, I don't really care. I had some friends make fun of me like, oh, I know it's Sunday. I know it's your planner day. I don't want to mess with your planner day.
I make fun of you for it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, great. But I don't care. It's like, well, if that's what I need to do to get my week together, right, and to have a productive week, then that's what I need to do.
For sure.
And so there are, for you guys that are listening, There are things like that, whether it's a planner, whether it's a calendar, and I would encourage you, you should see your whole week as a calendar before you begin.
Yeah.
Or your next 2 weeks before you begin.
Yeah. We the similar thing that we do to the laundry basket thing is we as a family got tired of, what do we have for dinner tonight? And then nothing was set out or thawed or prepared. And so then it's like, I guess we're going out because we didn't do it. So now on Sundays, we, like, if we're going to cook chicken, we might cook enough for the first couple days of the week.
That's
so
right.
then that's taken care of. And then, stuff like that. So our meal planning happens on Sunday.
Well, yeah, there you go. The other thing I want you to do, on whether that's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, at some point you need to go clean out your text messages, emails, any communication, because this is a thing for rate agents, and this drives me crazy. Because especially when you get successful, you've got so much communication coming at you. If you don't have regular intervals in which you audit that communication, you're going to miss a step.
Yeah, I do this twice a week. I keep a notepad, and I use all Apple products. So notepad on my phone, which syncs to my computer as well. And I go back to a certain date, whatever that last date was that I audited the time before that. And I make sure to go through every text message. And if I don't need it, I'll delete it. But otherwise, I'll make a note that something needs to be done. And I'll do that twice a week because I get so many text messages.
I want to talk about deleting text messages and emails, because a lot of people freak out about even the idea of deleting a text message. Like, I'm going to lose some information. That gives me anxiety. Let me tell you something. I delete my text messages every week, okay? And there's even an edit button if I need it. Like, I deleted something by accident, I can still usually go recover it if it happened in the last 3 weeks, okay? So I just want to say this. As far as deleting things goes, I've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if you forgot something, I just say, it's like, I messed up. I was like, hey, I delete my text every Sunday. I forgot about this particular deal. Can you send it to me again? And you know what? People send it to me again.
Honestly,
it's not a big deal.
If you're an iPhone user and there's something in those text messages that you think you're going to need, just put it in a note.
Exactly.
And delete the text message.
Exactly.
I don't keep there's a sync to iCloud where you can sync all your text messages. I don't even know if I want that much information to search through. Like, if you need it, save it. Otherwise, move on.
Yeah, that way if you get subpoenaed or something, then you're like, I don't know, they deleted. Sorry.
I don't think that's why, but
I'm just kidding. All right. So again, as far as your calendar goes, everybody has access to Google Calendar, right? Go in there. You make sure that your days and your weeks are lined up, and specifically your time for productive activity that's going to create money for you. You need to focus on those money-making activities like lead generation. Stop letting yourself get distracted by whatever's coming at you during the day. Set aside time. Turn off your phone if you have to, or turn it over, or whatever you have to do to make sure that you are focused during that time and can get some things accomplished, right? Especially as it refers to making money. The other thing is, I've got a little tip for you guys that are procrastinators like me. Okay, I'm a recovering procrastinator. One of the things that I do is something called Pomodoro. Okay, we've talked about this, and we talk about this in Six Figure School, and that's where you set aside just 25 minutes on a timer, and then you focus on a particular task and get it done. Now, if you think 25 minutes is a long time, I don't care. Start with 10. Start with 5. But I want you to develop focus. Our culture is completely obsessed with noise. We want music on all the time. We want YouTube on all the time. I dare you to spend 30 minutes without a phone in complete silence. And I want you to ask yourself how hard that is. And then up it to an hour. Same thing with when you're doing your money-making activities. The crisis of our culture is focus.
Yep.
And there's so much distraction. And we have to battle that. I know you do. You have to battle it with our kids even.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And they get completely conditioned to have noise on all the time. And they haven't taken time to stop and to listen to themselves and to trust themselves and to come up with new ideas. And so basically, if you're kind of caught up in this noise culture, you're getting things stolen from you. You're getting your ideas stolen from you. You're getting focus stolen from you. You're getting mental acuity stolen from you. You're getting mental sharpness stolen from you. Guys, it's like it's taking your life away from you. Okay, and I'm talking to myself too, because I get distracted as well. but start spending time without it, and start spending time in focus and in silence, and do whatever you have to do. One of the things I did recently is I took my phone and I took all of the colors out of it. You know what I mean? Like I turned it all the apps turned on one color.
Oh yeah, my son does that.
Yeah. And the reason I did it is because I don't want like notifications or something they're bright colors. They're meant to attract you.
I mean, the crux of everything that you just talked about is devices. Yeah. I mean, that's what created this inability to focus on one specific thing.
Well, they're an incredible tool in terms of like marketing and things like that.
But they're designed to, everything's designed to get your attention on the device. So.
Yeah, every app is designed. The other thing I would do is take a hard audit of your notifications and get rid of them. Get rid of the social media notifications for sure.
Yeah, very few of my apps have notifications turned on. Very few.
Why? And tell me why you did that.
I do not like to be jumping into random apps throughout the day because there's a bubble that says there's one unread or something. I hate that.
Yeah.
So I have mail notifications turned on just because our profession kind of, or at least the mortgage side of it, really relies on email.
Sure.
But that and text messages is about it.
Well, it's interesting to me though that even you, who is probably one of the most disciplined people I know, mentally, you're like, there's some things that you don't need anybody to hold you accountable to. You're still going to get them done because you're accountable to yourself in a lot of ways. But even you turned off your notifications.
Yeah, I cannot stand those because I would be jumping into apps that I don't even really use, just like, oh, what's that one unread or whatever.
Another one, turn off the vibrate. So when you silence your phone, make it so it goes completely silent. Turn off the vibrate so you don't even get a buzz when you're in those focus times. That's something that I've done for the last 10 years.
Or use do not disturb more frequently.
And here's what I would say about this, guys. These notifications, whether it's a buzz on your phone, whether it's a social media notification, whatever it is, it's irresistible. It's irresistible even to this guy who's highly disciplined. So it is stealing from you. Turn it off. Turn off the notifications. Silence the social media, spend time in silence with yourself and think about, like, you'd be amazed at what you can accomplish with just a little bit of time to yourself to think.
You sent me that message on, I think it was Instagram, where you're like, hey, you never respond to my funny memes or whatever that I send you. And that's because I don't have notifications on. So I'll go in there and I'll have like 5 from you, 5 from my wife, 5 from all these other people. And I'm like, I haven't been in this in a minute. So.
That's a guilty pleasure. I love Instagram Reels. They're so funny.
Yeah, they are.
But I do try to limit them to certain parts of the day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, usually I'm getting them from you, like, while you're checking your phone before you're shutting it all down.
Okay, so and also if you're struggling with focus, if you're feeling sort of like, if you're waking up feeling lethargic, if you're waking up feeling tired, if you're doing those things, this is where the health part comes into focus. And it's like for you to truly be your best self and to accomplish these things, you need to be a healthy person. And I'm not saying you've got to be, in Greek god shape, but I do think you need to spend time in exercise. And I think you need to watch what you eat. If you're slamming down pizzas every night before bed and chicken wings and fast food and whatever, right? If you're doing all of these things, it's going to slow you down. And if you're not getting enough sleep, and here's the other thing that I did specifically as I was going into this in this new phase, is I started charging my phone downstairs away from my bed.
Or not at all.
Or not at all. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. My phone didn't get charged last night, but I started leaving it downstairs. So my bedroom's upstairs. I started leaving it downstairs because I was like, look, this is keeping me from sleep. I'm waking up into anxiety. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I don't feel good. Staying up later than I should, or waking up and looking at my phone and seeing some sort of like negative news because that's what's coming at you.
I don't usually check the phone in the bed. That's never been something I do.
This is weird to me because I that's one of the things that I struggled with. So anyway, I struggled with it so much that it when I first decided that I was going to do this, it made me nervous to do it because I was like, oh no, I'm not going to have something to like occupy my time.
No, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and roll over and I'll see like a glow on my wife's face. Like she can't sleep and she's looking at her device. I don't have that problem.
Yeah. It's a good thing she doesn't listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, all of this to say, start auditing the things in your life that are keeping you from the success that you want. And I would tell you, even, especially going into this year, it's absolutely possible to be successful. It's absolutely possible to win big, but you're going to have to take action and do things you haven't done before and become a better person. And I'll tell you a quote that I misunderstood for a long time. It's been rolling around. It's Jim Rohn. Do you remember Jim Rohn?
Mm-hmm.
He was Tony Robbins' coach. And he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. And I struggled with that for a long time because I'm like, yeah, but sometimes things are really hard. They have to be really hard. As I've gotten older and I've kind of just rolled that around for probably 15 years, something different has popped up, which is the joy is in the journey of becoming a better person, right? Becoming a better person for the people around you, for your family members, for your spouse, for your friends, for your business. Like becoming a better person is the goal. And all of these other things are just reflections of that. Like if you're becoming a better person, your business is going to be better. If you're becoming a better person, your marriage is going to be better. If you're becoming a better person, your relationship with your children is going to be better. Your life will be better if you focus on you becoming a better person and serving so that you can serve others. That's the whole goal. And so that journey, that's what makes your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so don't wish it was easier, wish you were better and take steps to become better. So that's what I would leave you with this week. You have anything to wrap us with?
Nope.
Okay. You guys hey, stay after it, stay in it, reach out if we can help you. And that's the deal. Look, we're just a phone call away. Our phone call information. If you call my cell phone, if I don't answer, I promise you, I will call you back.
Yeah.
Same day. Call me, text me. Leave a message. And then, if you're interested in our Vault Mastermind, which we are currently in the process of launching, let us know if you want to be in. It's a very reasonable price. It's like $99 a month. And I think right now we're running a special. And you can have access to everything and access to us helping you personally, individually. So let's look at that as well. All right, guys, you guys have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week. Bye.